Hello YouTuber, this is ThompsonOS737, bringing you update number 2 for the UK Worldport. Before we get started in the update, which is quite a big one by the way, again, I've recently changed from Flight Simulator X Standard Edition to Prepared or Prepare 3D, whichever way you want to call it, but it's actually pronounced Prepared. A huge difference on my system. I have to say, not only visually, not only in terms of performance, but visually as well, it looks a heck of a lot better. Anybody that is interested, if you really want to buy it, I'd honestly go for it. I can't really say much else, to be fair, because obviously this isn't a video to be talking about that, but honestly, it really is a big improvement from like standard flight sim. I don't know what Steam Edition is like in terms of flight sim, but I think a lot of people use that generally for multiplayer. I think P3D does also have multiplayer, but I think if you're really serious about simming, flight simming, you should really go for P3D. That's just my opinion though. There's plenty of people out there that can offer you advice, but I'm free to answer any questions you might have if you are considering it. Like I say, huge improvement from FSX. Again, certainly on my system. Obviously, I haven't played it on anyone else's computer, it's just mine. So again, it's just my own opinion. That's that. Again, if you've got any questions, just go ahead and ask. We're going to get into the update. We're going to start pretty much the same way that we did last time, and we'll talk about a few things as well. So we'll start off with the cargo apron first. Try and get it focused, that's it. We've got this Atlantic Airlines Lockheed Electra. Came in from Dublin and we'll be heading back out to Aberdeen. Again, these have been transferred from my previous airport. So these operate numerous times a week. This one is Foxtrot Echo. The other one is Foxtrot Delta. So 2 operate. This is sort of in place of like ATPs that operate at East Midlands, but obviously we don't have an ATP, so this is really the closest that I can get. And technically they are still operating Atlantic Airlines, I believe, but they don't obviously operate these anymore, I don't think, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, that's usually on, today it's actually on like a 5-hour turnaround, I think, so plenty of time. Only a very small aircraft, not an awful lot going to be loaded onto it. Then next to that, we have this Clitter 747-200, as you can see, being loaded with the ULDs into the lower cargo holds. One thing to note about this model, it doesn't have any printed doors on this side, so the side that I'm filming on doesn't have any printed doors. It's not just my model, I think it's the actual release model itself, so it's not a misprint. It just generally doesn't have any doors, which is a bit strange. It doesn't have like a boarding door, where the pilots would walk up the stairs or anything like that. But on this side, it does. It has like the cargo, can't really see them, but it does have the cargo hold doors. Again, a bit strange. But this is operating to and from New York. Again, I think I'm not sure how long turnaround time this is, but a few hours I'd say at least, to get all the ULDs loaded on board. Again, not much to commentate on the business jet side of things or like the fire station area. Next we have this Iberia A321 coming onto finals, on short final should I say. Pretty much just about to touch down. Operating to and from Madrid. One thing that winds me up about putting aircraft on stands is they always look like they're taking off. They never seem to. Some models do actually look like they are level and they might be coming into land, but this one certainly, you might not be able to tell if I do that. It looks like it's taking off, which is annoying, especially when you're taking photos. Next up, holding short should I say, we've got this Condor 767, which is operating for Thomas Cook to and from Almeria obviously we'll be going out to Almeria. Condor do operate their own flights. They operate using their one of the A321s and 757-300s. But this is the only aircraft they operate for Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook, of course, operate their own flights as well, using their own aircraft, A321 and 767. Then holding number 2 for takeoff clearance, you might say. Got this Air Europa 737-800. As you can see, this is in full colours. I still have the hybrid livery, if you remember that. Still have that. This is another version, another model. This is operating to and from Palma, Mallorca. Then where are we? Right, yeah, we'll do this one. This is a all white A320, which is actually Balkan Holidays. This is obviously operating to and from Burgas, or Burgas. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. I've always pronounced it as Burgas, so yeah, whatever. Next up, we have this British Airways 777-200, which is operating to and from Lima on a 2-hour turnaround, pretty much halfway through its turnaround at the minute. Well, maybe getting nearer towards pushback, actually. Then next up, we have this giant Singapore Airlines A380, obviously operating to and from Singapore. That might not be obvious, but operating to and from Singapore. This model, I have to say, this is by far my favourite A380 that I've got. I have the Qantas, I have 2 Qantas, I have 3 Emirates, all different, but this is by far the best one. This is Apollo, an Apollo model, and absolutely love it. You know, if you just looking at it all set up with all the GSC around it, just looks pretty awesome in my opinion. Again, we're coming around here like we normally do, or I think that's what we did last time. On taxi, got this Germanwings A319. This will be heading to one of the stands at the far end of the terminal, which we'll get to at the end of the video. Just a few, ground equipment moving around as well. Then we have this Jet2 Holiday 737-800. This is also operating to and from Palma, Mallorca. Then next up we have this Air Berlin A321, which is preparing for pushback. This is operating to and from Frankfurt. Then next up we have another all-white aircraft. This is an A321 operating. This is actually a Titan Airways A321, but it's operating for Jet2 to and from Dubrovnik today. Next up, we have this Jet2 757-200 operating to and from Faro. Just as a side note, this obviously is a custom with winglets. This is Alpha Bravo. And the next up we have Alpha, so LSAA, LSAB. This is operating to and from Alicante. Then next up we have this Thomson Airways 737-800, which of course is one of the based aircraft. This is operating came in from Faro, but we'll be heading out to Alicante for its second flight of the day. Then we have this EasyJet A320, which as you can see, pretty much just waiting for pushback clearance. Going to be waiting for the Germanwings A390 to taxi past, and that will position here on this stand. Obviously once it's clear, that will push back. This is operating to Copenhagen. One difference that I have made since the last update, I've added, you might have seen it through the update, through this one, I've added black lines around like the taxiways and the stands, so I think it looks a lot better. Someone pointed it out on Wings 900, and I thought, yeah, we'll give it a go on a sample piece first, so like on another board. I had a go and I thought, yeah, that looks pretty cool, we'll give it a go, and it's actually turned out quite well. Like I say, we've done it all on here as well, like I say, all the stands and stuff. It actually brings out all the markings quite well. Some airports do have them on the runway as well, like black outlines, but I don't think that would look great if I did it on the runway, so I'm going to leave the runway for now. Again, thanks for watching, guys. We're going to be doing probably taking photos and stuff, posting them on the forums, Instagram probably, maybe take a few snapshots. Probably, certainly of the Calitter Air. We'll probably do a bit of a movement photo shoot of the Calitter Air, and then when that comes in, and then the Singapore, we'll probably take a few photos of that coming out, and obviously positioned on stand as well. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Not much else to say. I have got another video planned, which is sort of like going to be a special update. It's not an airport update. It's, well, basically going to be based on a model. Not really a review as such, more of a showcase video. So stay tuned for that. When that's going to be, I'm not sure, but maybe within the next week or so. Because the Euros are starting next Friday, and ideally I wanted to do an update then as well. Maybe like a football theme sort of update, but I don't know whether to just do that, include football stuff throughout the other updates during the Euro. So I'll have a think about that. But again, the next video will be up within the next week or so. Again, it's more of a showcase video, which, you know, stay tuned. Obviously when it's up, you'll know about it. Again, thanks for watching, guys. If you want to ask anything, you know, leave your comments. Please like and subscribe. A lot of people seem to like the last update, so I hope you've all enjoyed this update as much as you did the last one. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.